Tuesday morning. We're kind of trying to get a little bit done before the rain sets in. It's sprinkling right now, and they said the heavy stuff isn't supposed to get here to about 10:30, 11 where we're at, but man, it looks pretty rainy back there in the west. Like it could crack open at any time. But sitting here letting the skidder warm up, and the feed truck just went by, which that's pretty neat here at the feed lot, one of them. It comes by and every morning dumps out, it's a silage mixture. They've got silage, some corn, there was something else, there's some molasses mixed in there, because I was looking through it the other day, which you can see these bulls here, they're kind of chowing down on it, and they've got their bulls on this side of the feed lot over here, and over here they got, I think these are all steers over here, best I can tell. And of course there's hundreds of them over here on this side, and these pens run clear up the top of that hill and on. I mean, there's several pens. Well, I know the number to one of them up there is like pen 15 or 16, so a lot of pens. But these bulls here, this guy here, he's kind of a young bull, I'm guessing. He ain't real big, but you get in that next pen up there, there's some big boys up there. Them old bulls up there, I bet they'll easily go a ton apiece, which kind of amazes me that they don't fight more than they do. But they've only got, you know, just a few bulls in each one of these big feedlot pens here. But if you look at some of the places on these pipe corral fences here, they're kind of tore up. So I'd say these guys do get in a shoving match every now and then, maybe disagree about some things. But man, they're going to town on that silage there. They like that stuff. Got a real sweet smell to it. Smells, which, like I said, I've been around cattle a little bit. Most of my friends have cattle. I never have, don't care to ever have any, but I guess that silage will ferment, and you can kind of smell the alcohol in it. If you go up there and get a handful of it and smell it, and it smells real sweet, but that's because of the molasses they put in there too. But pretty neat operation. We seen them load out 3 pot loads of cattle the other day, which my real dad down in Arkansas, that's what he does for a living. He's got a trucking company. I think he's got, I don't know, he's bull hauling 23, 24, 25 trucks, I don't know, a lot of big fancy Peterbilts and Kenworths. He's got a pretty sweet setup there. So yeah, we're gonna jump on this little bee here and try to get a few logs decked out, try to get them before the rain sets on. Like I said, I just let it warm up a little bit before we start. We're gonna go right up here, those last few we cut yesterday, and on down the branch. We got, I think, everything on top of the hill cleaned up, so we'll jump on here and do that and see if we can't get some logs out before the deluge gets here. We're supposed to get some severe weather this evening, so in Missouri you never know what it's going to do. You know, it was really nice yesterday, and they're calling for frost here at the end of the week. No figure. It's going to be hard on the mushroom crop. I had some guys ask me about morels. Yeah, we do. We hunt a lot of morels, and there's people finding some morels right now. It's the last couple of years hadn't seemed like it's been real good. It's either too dry or not getting enough warm weather. We can't ever get it to kind of hit at the same time like we need it to. So we got that. Cody Long asked me a question yesterday. It was a pretty good question. He asked if we ever had any logs float away down in the creeks. Yes, we have. About a little over a year ago, I think December 26th of 2015, we got a real big rain here in southwest Missouri. It rained 12, 13, and 14 inches in places. We were working over on a job in Kansas. The creek we were on, which is a pretty good sized creek, it got monstrous. It got big. It got up probably, on one of my skidders, the water got up 2 foot on the skidder on the tires. It never touched the engine or anything, but you couldn't even get within a half mile of it because of the backwater of the rivers. But we did lose some maple and ash logs. We recovered some of them, but some of them we didn't. We couldn't find them. So with maple, ash, and walnut, you got to be real careful about that stuff. So that's a good eye on that question, Cody. That's we've had to go in and get logs out in a hurry before just because of that. But let's go drag some logs. Dad's getting ready to bring one down right here. Pretty good sized tree there on the creek bank. He's clipping the ears right now. It's starting to rock. We're about to get wet too. I mean, this storm, it's really starting to get dark now. There it goes. Yeah, you can sprinkling, you know, right before it's going to rain and cut loose. That's what we're getting right now. We've got they're kind of obstructed by a little clump of trees right there, but there's one or two right there. But man, let me see if I can roll forward just a little bit here. Right up there on top of the hill. Should be getting ready to come into view right now. There are 3 trees up there, and that one tree is a brute. You know, when they look big from a distance, you know they're big when you get up to them. I mean, that thing up there is a hog. We looked at it yesterday, and I don't know if we'll get it all. We're going to try to cut it this morning, but it depends on what this weather's going to do. Like I said, it's about to cut loose in the rain anytime now, so we'll just have to see what Mother Nature is going to let us do. But if we don't get it today, I'm sure we'll get it here in a day or two whenever we can get back to work. So let's try to hook onto this one and get it out to the deck. One of the things I really like about logging is that you never know what you're going to run across. The terrain you get to see, the places you get to see, the people you get to meet, it's always different, it's always interesting, and that's one of my favorite things about it. This, I haven't been in there yet, but this is an old cemetery right here. You can see some of the old headstones in there. They've let it, I'm assuming nobody takes care of it anymore. You can see all the locusts growing up in there, but there's probably a dozen or better headstones in there. And I guarantee it's an old one. Like I said, I haven't got a chance to look in there and look at any of the stones yet to see the date, but and you'd be surprised how often we run across old cemeteries like that are out in the woods and the timber. We've come across some from the mid-1800s before cutting. It's always pretty neat. Just one of the things, you never know what you're going to get to see. Here's Dad getting ready to bring this bruiser down. I think he's still mooring it. He's clipping the ears off now. Old 661 just burned right through him. Slip there on the getaway. Whole ground's getting wet. It said it's still sprinkling on us. Let's go over here and see what this thing looks like. What a chunk of wood. That is a beautiful tree. Dad's gonna clean it up there a little bit. Yeah, that's nice. Big tree. Big tree. Well, it looks like the rain's about to set in now. It's getting a little harder all the time. You can see the hood of the skidder, it's wet. It's still peppering down pretty good, so I got one up here. I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna take it out to the deck. It's probably all I'll drag today. So, rain. At least we got some out though. Well, that's it for today. Like I said, the rain's, it's starting to set in. I don't know, it's not a big bunch of them, but I was surprised we even got to work today at all, really. So that's a plus. We got some pretty good logs out on the deck. Yeah, there's probably, I don't know, probably 1,600 feet here, maybe 1,700 feet. Might be a little more than that, but they're pretty good trees. Some of them, like this big boy here, he's got some size to him. A lot of footage, tall trees, so these tall trees add up in the footage fast. These smaller ones here, that takes a lot of them, but you come on down the line, man, you got some of these trees here, you got some size to them, some height. Of course, you got old Brutus here. That's a big old tree, man. That's that big one Dad was cutting earlier. That's a heck of a log there. That's a good log. Looks like somebody didn't do a good job of trimming. Drug out some brush. See, of course, that's a top log right there to the big one. That was what was in the top of it. Somebody asked me yesterday in a comment if we just, when we cut trees, if we just cut them at 8 foot. No, we don't. We have orders for all different lengths of logs. So, and we try to get everything we can out of the log. I mean, we'll trim limbs off as long as we can get a good straight piece. We're going to trim limbs and do what we can to get that. So that answers that. And I believe Chuck made a comment yesterday if when the leaves start leaving out, if that'll slow us down. No, it won't. We'll run just as hard then as we do now, but it'll just make things a little harder to see. So guys, it's raining. I'm getting off here. We'll Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, follow us, subscribe, comment. We'll talk to you later, guys. Thanks a lot.